All right, everyone, I am in downtown Springfield, Ohio. You may remember that this was the scene of a lot of ruckus right around the time of the election for president, and we'll get into that. It's an interesting town. It's a struggling town filled with beautiful architecture. I'm going to start with that right now. This is the original City Hall. It's called City Building. This was built in 1890. It's Romanesque architecture. One of numerous beautiful buildings here. I'm just going to wander around this downtown and tell you what's going on here. In the 1800s into the 1900s, Springfield was a manufacturing powerhouse and actually quite a wealthy city. A lot of companies built products here. International Harvester had a huge manufacturing plant here. Several car companies built cars here, including a company called Westcott, and we'll get to it shortly. The Kelly Springfield Tire Company was founded here. They went on to become Goodyear, and there's lots of claims to fame here as well. The patent for the Wright brothers flying machine, the airplane, that was written and filed here in this city. And most of you probably remember the 4-H club, and it is still in existence, but you just don't hear about it as much anymore. It doesn't seem like. But anyway, 4-H club was founded here, right here in this town. In the mid-1900s, manufacturing began to decline. Companies moved their factories to other countries, and it hit this city in particular really hard. Between 1999 and 2014, the median household income in this city declined more than any other city in the United States. Today, the median household income for Springfield, $45,883 a year. That's $882 a week. Now look at the graph there, how it compares to the state of Ohio, which is $69,680 a year. It's quite a bit lower. The U.S. is $77,719. Much lower than the U.S. Let's take a look at the population. 1960 was peak population, 82,723. 2020, it was down to 58,662. Here's 2023, 58,082. Now I saw that and was a little surprised because we all saw on the news that there was a huge influx of Haitians to the city. And I looked into it, and apparently they're not reflected in the population numbers yet. So there are actually 15 to 20,000 more people here than what those numbers are reflecting. Now, according to the city, the Haitians were not brought in by the government. Because of the declining population, the city encouraged immigration. And what happened, according to the city, is that some Haitians came here, saw the place as a good place to move to because of the low cost of living, and apparently there were jobs available, and so word of mouth is what brought these thousands of Haitians here. That's what the city's saying. Now from here, the city looks quite nice. There's the old city building there. Well, let me give you some numbers. The age here is 38, the median age, so that's 1 year younger than the U.S. 52% female, 48% male. Ethnic breakdown, 70% white, 18% black, 5% Hispanic, 1% Asian, 6% mixed race. I tell you what, guys, it is really windy and blustery. You're probably hearing it. Let's take a look at poverty. 22.7 overall. School-age children 31%, 65 and older 16. Cost of living is low. It's an 86. Housing's a 54. Healthcare is the highest, 107. There's some beautiful buildings here. Let's get a closer look. Now you remember that I told you 4-H was founded here. Here's a statue celebrating that. It's really awesome. Let's see what this placard says. A.B. Graham, founder of 4-H. On January 15, 1902, Mr. Albert B. Graham called to order the first meeting of a Boys and Girls Agricultural Experiment Club. Before growing season, 85 children from 10 to 15 years of age had already volunteered to join. 100 years later, 286,000 Ohio youth joined children from the other 49 states and 86 foreign countries in 4-H membership. Springfield is the county seat for Clark County. This is the Clark County Courthouse, built in 1924. That is Romanesque architecture. That is beautiful. And this beautiful old building is the Springfield, Ohio Post Office, built in 1934, and that is Art Deco. We better talk about crime, because it's pretty bad here. Latest crime numbers, 6,012 incidents per 100K. That's compared to the US of 2281, close to 3 times higher. That's big city crime, guys. I mean, big city. That's right up there with perennial crime cities like Baltimore, Detroit, New Orleans. That's higher than Chicago or Los Angeles. So, yeah, crime, it's an issue here. So you are probably wondering, how did the city vote? 64% Trump, 35% for Harris. Yeah, so there's that. By the way, I was going to ask you guys to let me know in the comments. I've had a few ask me to post the way each town votes, Republican or Democrat. So I thought I'd put it out here and see what you all think. Of course, I will not give my thoughts. I will just simply say, this is how the town voted, or this is how the city voted, and that's it. And then you guys can discuss it in the comments, but I'll stay out of that. Anyway, let me know in the comments. Now, just a short distance out of downtown is this, a masterpiece of architecture designed by a master architect. Yes, of course, this is Frank Lloyd Wright, designed Westcott House. It was built for Burton Westcott. He was the president of the Westcott Motor Company. Yeah, they built cars here in Springfield. Well, I was thinking that may have been an abandoned school, but actually on second thought, maybe it has something to do with an electrical company or electric company for the city. I'm not sure. Somebody can fill in for us, maybe. Yeah, you definitely see evidence of the former prosperity of this town. And some of these houses that are near downtown. That one's in pretty poor shape, but for the most part, these are all really beautiful houses. Pretty impressive. Wow, don't know what happened there though. Jeez. Well, I came over to the other side of downtown. See what the neighborhoods look like over here. It's more the same. Beautiful old houses here. This kind of reminds me of Detroit a little bit, except in Detroit they were all abandoned. And here, there's still people living in them. These are all really nice houses. I really love the streets here, at least what I've seen so far. There's a house for sale here. Someone wants to look it up. 1326 Garfield. I'm sure we would all be curious as to what they want for that. Anyway, I'm outside another area of downtown, and I gotta tell you guys, I'm just not seeing a bad part of town. I'm sure it's here, but I'm not seeing it. The neighborhoods around downtown pretty much just look like this. It's beautiful. I have to admit, I wasn't expecting it to look like this. I looked at the numbers thinking this town would look pretty rough overall, and there are some places it does. But a lot of it looks just like this. It's pretty awesome. All right, everyone, that's going to be it for this one. Up next, heading into rural Ohio. I'm going to show you some very small towns that are far from the interstate that I don't think's ever been seen. At least not on YouTube. Yeah, so that's coming up next.